If you're an Atom investor or you're confused about everything that's happening with the Cosmos ecosystem in 2025, come with me and I'll explain it all. I'm going to explain why the price dropped so much, why inflation isn't over yet, what this ISL thing is that everyone's talking about, and what Cosmos' real plan is for the future. And to start, we need to understand one thing. It's not that Cosmos is at a standstill, it's that Atom is undergoing one of the biggest transformations in its history. Atom spent almost 2 years in a complicated situation. High inflation, daily selling pressure, limited utility, and an old tokenomics model designed way back when. While this was going on, something curious was also happening. The biggest companies in the world started using Cosmos, but not Atom. Swift, Binance, Ripple, DYDX, OKX, governments testing CBDCs, and banks like SMBC, all of them using the Cosmos stack, not the Cosmos hub. This created a paradox. The Cosmos ecosystem grew, but the Atom token didn't capture the value. And that's where the most important part of the story comes in. Atom is being redesigned. So why isn't inflation over that? Atom's inflation today is 10% a year. This generates about $200 million in new tokens every year. And what happens to these tokens? 60% are sold on the market. The result, constant selling pressure. This has crushed the price. So why doesn't inflation just end? Because inflation pays the validators. Without it, validators earn less, delegators earn less, and the network security would drop. And Cosmos can't just turn off inflation. And that's why an essential element needs to be ready first, the ISL. And what is ISL, Interchain Security? ISL stands for Interchain Security. It's the heart of the plan to strengthen Atom. Simply put, it's as if the Cosmos hub were to rent out its security to other blockchains. It works like this. The hub has a huge set of validators. Other, smaller blockchains need security. These blockchains pay to use the hub's security. These payments go to the Cosmos hub's validators and delegators. In other words, the Cosmos hub earns revenue without needing to print new Atom. This is the alternative to inflation. Today, Neutron, Stride, Duality, which is in testing, and other smaller consumer chains already use ISL, but it's still not enough. ISL needs to become large, stable, and predictable. And this is the key point. Cosmos can only reduce inflation when ISL pays a revenue that's as good as or better than the current inflation. And this is exactly where the grand plan for Atom's future comes in. The official plan to strengthen Atom, what Zaki Manian wants to do, the co-CEO of Cosmos Labs, Zaki Manian, announced the most ambitious plan in Atom's history to gradually reduce inflation, create a supply cap, for example, 750 million Atom, similar to the model of Bitcoin or Tau, and use the revenue from ISL to buy back Atom. The famous Atom buyback, powered by revenue. To transform Atom into a real yield token with staking rewards based on real revenue, not inflation. This is a silent revolution. It's literally Atom going from being an inflationary token to becoming a deflationary or value accruing token. When will the inflation reduction happen? The honest answer, not this year. In 2025, some proposals will probably start, maybe in 2026. Why? Because we still need more consumer chains using ISL, a higher volume of revenue, proof that validators remain profitable, the official roadmap from Cosmos Labs, and a formal on-chain proposal. Today, December 8th, 2023, there is no active proposal for zero inflation. The community is waiting for ISL to consolidate. The plan is in development, not up for a vote. And who is selling Atom according to on-chain analysis? It's not large whales, there's no smart money selling heavily. The sellers are small delegators, people who receive staking rewards and sell, validators covering their costs, and frustrated retail investors. Most of the selling comes from inflation, not from institutional investors. Cosmos isn't over. Cosmos is changing. And every deep change is scary at first, and only later does it reward those who are patient. The truth is simple. Those looking for fast money leave Cosmos. Those who seek real value remain. And that's exactly why I say, bluntly, if you are seeing Cosmos the way a professional investor sees it, not as a gambler, not as a speculator, but as someone who understands that profound reforms take time, but they transform the asset. The future of Atom won't depend on hype, it'll depend on execution. And that's what I'll continue to follow closely in the next chapters.